Keyan's picks of the week. The first one was money class of the day, market efficiency. You come into what's this, Keyan?
Yeah, so Den Joachim Book explains to us the efficient market hypothesis. And let's see how I can sum this up well, because I actually wasn't super familiar with this on much of any level. I'd heard the term before, but I didn't know much about it. But basically, it says that you can't know that a price when you make a prediction about price. When I say the Bitcoin price is too low, you don't know if that's actually true until the future. Because when you say the Bitcoin price is too low, you could be correct that the Bitcoin price is too low, which would suggest that your whatever model you're using to price Bitcoin also suggests that the Bitcoin price is too low, and so that proves it correct. But alternatively, the Bitcoin price could be perfectly correct and your model is wrong, and so you're kind of saying whenever you talk about the price of something and what it should be, you're kind of making two statements: one about the correctness of the price, and one about two hypotheses: one about the hypothesis about what the price should be, and one hypothesis about what the model of your price prediction that produces your price prediction being correct. And you can't and you can't know until after. So if someone calls a bubble on something or anything like that, you don't really know until after. And so you have these kind of dual hypotheses. He says here, it sums it up a little better than I did in one sentence here. He says, the market could be inefficient or your model could be incorrect. And so when you're making statements about the market like that, those are basically the two options, and you don't know until after which is the case, whether the market is inefficient or your model is incorrect. Because the market could be correct and your model could be incorrect, or the market could be inefficient and your model could be correct, but you don't really know until time has had its say. Anyway, I just thought it's a little bit hard to wrap around this kind of like binary thing. But I thought it was good. This is good stuff. I learned something.
Yeah, Gray Ruby had the top comment. It said I have a hard time scoring the efficient market hypothesis with the current market dynamic of prices being impacted greatly by passive flows. If you have large buyers at any price whose capital outweighs that of sellers and shorters, how can the market be efficient? Simple Sacker says, I think anytime someone says the market is or isn't efficient, I want to ask them how they define efficient. There are tons of underlying assumptions that I think need to be examined. Gray Ruby said, I am defining based on the market ability to accurately price based on current information, expected future events. Cool.